Thank you for having me here today. I mean, it's an honor. I think I see a lot of familiar face. Most of people probably know about LAVU already, but let me just give you guys a little intro about LAVU. So let me just go ahead and play a little video, and that's so we have 6 minutes, so I'm gonna just run through it real quick. So let me go ahead and start the video. Okay, we started? No? There you go. So I think we're gonna have a great event today. But my presentation is gonna be really, yeah, that's aiming to you, Rick, by the way. We gotta make that happen soon. Anyway, so I'm gonna deliver the kind of boring presentation. You'll have the baby and a cute presentation later on. So let me just start with this real quick here. So a little bit intro about Albuquerque, about LAVU. We are 100% made in Albuquerque. We definitely reach internationally. We have 85 countries using our system right now. We just expanded. We just moved to the new office, amazing downtown area. We actually, everywhere meeting now, I can just walk. 5-minute walks, 2-minute walks. It's amazing. Meet with my lawyer, just like, okay, 2 minutes. I'll be there. So the beauty of LAVU is that we create these micro entrepreneurs, kinda. They are created to resell our product, and they can actually make quite a bit of money because we have licensing fee, we have setup fee, and all that stuff. So we have over 200 right now. We plan to actually grow it to about 500 by the end of this year. Fortunately, Apple Incorporated is our great supporter. So Apple reseller network will actually able to sell LAVU in the future. So it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice for LAVU. And none of LAVU company, LAVU will not be where we at today if not because of those people over there. So I greatly appreciate each and every one of them. Yeah, there's a little funny story about there because we trying to take a picture like just for fun ourselves, and we're like, hey, everybody got it together, and we end up getting our lawyer's neighbor and to actually take a shot, and he would just actually take a video. We're like, no, camera, no, I'll forget about it. So that's what happened on that. But anyway, so I think there's a main difference why LAVU where we're at today, because I think we do things differently. A lot of company, when they hire people, they shove them in a corner and they're like, okay, go work until your death. With us, it's really different. We we open environment. Nobody have an office. We have a 10,000 square feet office now, but nobody have an office. Open door policy. Anybody can come to anybody and say, hey, I have a problem. I have a problem with you, So I think it's fun, and then we also take care of our employee. We know that they work hard, so we give them free lunch every day. So it's on the company, and it's fine. So we really share. We really believe that you gotta take care of them, and then also the other thing too is to make sure that they know that they can move up and they can have something to strive for and actually believe in your company and actually encourage that. And that's what we do too. I think we think outside the box, try to solve the problem not by the book, but by what really efficient, by by really making it happen, and there's a result. You know, I don't care if you're a PhD. You come to me today, you say, hey, I can make this happen, I'll get it done tomorrow. That's what I want. You know, so that's why I think the difference between us and most of the company that we have here. But anyway, so there's two things I want to talk about. So there's entrepreneurship and there's keeping talents here. And I talk a little bit about entrepreneurship and reinventing Albuquerque, and it's got cut out short, but so let me just kind of go through it real quick. So like I said, there's a misconception in terms of entrepreneurs. A lot of people want to be entrepreneurs, but they talk about making a lot of money. That's fine. I want to be the boss. That's fine. I want to, you know, I want to be the CEO. That's fine. But do you really make a difference? Do you really helping people? Do you? If none of those matters, then I don't think it will work. I think the main reason of being entrepreneur is really to help people. If you have a goal, helping people, the rest is gonna follow through. The money, the people that's gonna follow you, everything's gonna follow through. So and the other things that I see a lot of people here being entrepreneurs, that they don't dream big, and I just realized it myself actually. You know, LAVU is internationally known. We have 85 countries. We have about 4,000 restaurants using it right now, but it only touches possibly 30,000 people. I mean, you have iPhone that reaches to 300 million people. You have Android reaches out to 800 million people. Why can't you create something that 100 million people will use? Why? I mean, I think that's you know, you don't have to change the world. You don't have to be a rocket scientist. You don't have to be Elon Musk. But you can do something, hopefully, that can help people. You know, so I think that's what I actually realized, and I'm doing something. I'm not going to show it to you, but I'm doing something different that hopefully can reach out to hundreds and millions of people. And yeah, so and again, the other thing is passion. And you can't replace that. If you don't have the passion to do what you want to do, wake up every day in the morning and say, you know what, I love to go to work, or, you know, you're not going to be able to do it. It's just too hard to wake up every morning, 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock or 7 o'clock. I usually wake up at 9, so this is early for me. So, and the other thing is, I think very important is to keep the talent here. And I truly disagree with whoever is speaking at the Reinventing Albuquerque that we don't have talent. We have brilliant people here. It's just really how to find them or have them find you. You know, if you have to reach out to them, then reach out to them. This event is amazing. I think, you know, I would like to see a lot more young people, but it's okay. But you should, I mean, we should be able to reach out to them and maybe go to CNM, go to UNM and say, we have a plan, you know, go to NM Tech and say, we have a great company here. Why, you know, you got to find us. I mean, we have a great place to work here. It's not just Google, not just Facebook. Come here, come work with us and you'll see. It's a lot of benefit working over here too. I mean, if you love New Mexico or love Albuquerque, you're gonna love it here. So, anyway, and again, you know, making it a fun place to work. So definitely, you know, we have a basketball court in our workplace. I mean, not completely basketball court. We have like a rapid fire thing we can shoot, and the balls will come back. You know, that's kind of cool. And you know, it's even better when we actually have something to drink at night and we try to shoot the ball. Anyway, and so in conclusion, you know, follow your passion. You know, try to see if you can, you know, solve some problems. Any problem, just solve it, and then I think your products will fly. Make it fun and rewarding, and then, you know, idea isn't just an idea if, you know, if you don't execute it. So just execute the idea and move forward with it. So go Albuquerque. Okay.
So we've got time for some questions. Basically, So what we want to do is we want to have questions from the audience for Andy. Did you have a question, sir?
I do. So we have a group of a lot of accomplished entrepreneurs here. But for those in the crowd that are speaking to our community about wanting to make that turn, who want to be entrepreneurs, and I meet a lot of people like this, both in my business career and now as a mayor. Why LAVU? Okay, so you're a successful entrepreneur, but you had to develop a product. I can't imagine in the 8th grade you were sitting around thinking, I want to start a restaurant software, right?
I know where you're going with this, yeah.
Everybody here does what they do, and everybody has a story about how they got to okay, this is the passion I'm going to put myself behind. What would you tell aspiring entrepreneurs to go from this concept of wanting to be an entrepreneur to developing that idea? Is it an epiphany process, or for you, or was it just like you saw an opportunity and you had to craft a solution?
No, actually, okay, this is way back. So, I was working for Thompson Elite, and they shoved me into the corner. I don't like it. That's really it's a kickstart. I was after I graduated, actually able to work with a startup here too. I don't know, Bill Bice here? No, Bill Bice not here. So it's a Prolaw, and they're amazing, by the way. So back in the day, they just that's how I learned from them too. It's like I want to make sure that this company is have a great culture and people actually love working there. So I love working with them in the Prolaw, and then they got bought out by Thompson Elite and become a corporation. So they shoved me into the corner like, okay, sit there, and I don't like that, and I just thought, okay, well, I quit. You should see their face. I said, I quit, and then I started a web design business. And then it's a process. So I started a web design business just by myself. I hired some people. But then I got married and I have kids. I'm like, okay, well, this is silly. If I keep doing this web design, I have to keep talking to the customer. I have to do everything myself. I have to do pretty much, if I got hit by a truck, my family will, So I'm like, okay, how do I develop a system? How do I make sure that in the event of I was not able to work, my 2 kids and my wife will be able to survive? So I try it's a way. So before LAVU, there's actually a lot of history of what I tried as fail that people don't know about until I actually hit LAVU, and then it's growing, and I have a lot more in the future, I think, to offer. Thank you. See, I don't believe in too much process. I believe in trying and make it work. I mean, you can have a flow. I mean, that helps. Don't get me wrong, it helps. But you have to just try it. You never know until it really works. Obviously, you have to have a great team. And your product has to work. You can't just have mediocre product. So in LAVU, so LAVU is organically funded. We are not we don't have really, we have some investment at the later end of the life, and we're actually getting more capital right now. But when we first started in 3 years, last year, we fully organic. We don't have a PhD or a business advisor or whoever come to the LAVU and say, well, you have to do it this way. No, we figured it ourselves. And then a lot of people say, well, you need to have a capital, you need to have this, you need to have that. No. If you team up with the right people, all of those things it's not a factor. To me, for example, web design, okay? You can hire somebody and they can charge you $20,000. Or I can develop it in 2 hours. So. I don't think it's failure. It's just figuring out how to make things work. I don't think it's a failure per se. Yeah, like for example, okay, with LAVU, I figured out that you need to have the right timing to release your product. You need to have a right pricing. Previously, I tried to do something like web LAVU because I'm in web design. So what I'm thinking is like, oh, well, why do I have to create everything myself? Why don't I just let a system out there and people will just do it their own website, right? Simple. It doesn't work. Wrong timing. GoDaddy have like $5 a year type of web design thing that you can do. But how do you compete with $5? You can't. So. No, actually, the idea, see, that's an opportunity that usually people, so a friend of mine is a sushi chef at the Sushi King. It's kind of weird. Now we are upstairs and they're downstairs now. A full circle back. So, he came to me actually 2006 and say, hey, look, you should develop a point of sale system. It sucks here. We can't use it. It breaks down. Every time it breaks down, they send people to fix it. They charge us again. It's $30,000. It's just horrible. And then, but back in the day, I didn't execute it because, again, the timing is not right. I mean, there's computers, they're proprietary. I mean, for me to develop it probably cost me, 200-some thousand or whatnot, and I can't sell it. So it doesn't make sense. Until iPad comes out, I'm like, whoa, this is easy. All you need to do is send a print job to a printer. And there you go. And then iPad's $500. Yeah, so you can compete. Therefore, yeah, we created.
I want to hear the story about your first couple of big wins. How did you get the customers to adopt your solution versus others, and what were the kind of tactics that you used to generate that business?
Like I said, I think that our timing is perfect. iPad just came out. We have an app, and I'm basically a web designer, so I actually able to create a website that visible on the world, and people kind of have the same idea. They're like, oh, iPad, oh, printers, whoa, why don't we just have an iPad instead of a dumb computer, big old clunky computer? So we actually have a flock of customers coming to our site and say, we want one. We're like, no, you can't have it yet. We want one. No, we can't have it yet. Until about maybe 4 or 5 months, and we start releasing a trial. It's not easy, trust me. It's bad. It's just not easy. When you have a server meltdown, 500 client, and a restaurant can't process credit card, can't trust client, can't take an order, you are in deep trouble, buddy.
I'm afraid we've got time for one last question. So the standard question that we're going to learn to ask is, how can we as a community help you and LAVU grow?
Well, I guess, like I say, a talent would be great. I think talent is one of the most important thing. I think and in order for a company to be successful, you need great people. So hopefully we can get more from deep dive coders, and we have somebody actually working at LAVU right now, deep dive coders, and yeah, I think just great people working in a great company and try to bring that awareness and great talent over here. That would be great. Cool.
Thank you very much, Andy.
And as a person with a bachelor's in art and a master's in childhood education, not to mention a brand new mom, she is poised to rock the baby clothes world. So let me introduce Emily Bennett with Baby Blastoff.
Hi, I'm Emily, and I would like to present my Fall 2014 collection. First on the runway we have Sobian. Sobian is wearing the Blender on Blue long sleeve tee and comfy striped pants. Men in the Kitchen is trending this fall, and so this ensemble will be perfect for the fashion-forward baby. Next, we have Caetano. Caetano is wearing Baby Blastoff's signature Western shirt. Pink is the new blue this fall with this unique piece. And finally, we have Kaya. Kaya is wearing a bulldozer on pink long sleeve tee and comfy striped pants. Disrupting stereotypes is all the rage this fall, as you can see with this Baby Blastoff must-have. So thank you, and please give a round of applause to our lovely models. So I got the idea for this line of clothing when I was pregnant with my son. It was 2011, and I was one of those people, my husband and I decided to be surprised and not find out if it was a boy or girl. And this is problematic, can be problematic, because you know grandparents must shop. And so my mother was like, you know, what am I going to do? So I started looking around for gender-neutral options and was kind of coming up with like two, you know, the ducks and the frogs. And also I started cluing into this baby clothing world where it's like blue and pink and, you know, pretty princess and little slugger kind of dichotomy. And I just really wanted to do something different, create something that brought these two together and changed it up and, you know, threw a wrench in things and made people think. So I got started, like Tammy said, in my converted garage. I taught myself how to screen print, and I was learning about graphic design on my computer and went to the thrift store, got some onesies, doing my thing, got out there, started selling things, and people started saying to me things like, you know, thank you for doing this. This is really important. And that was awesome. And it really brought home for me that, you know, this is about more than just a gender neutral onesie. This is about this bigger idea that, you know, we want our children to be and become whoever they want to be. And we don't want them to be limited by those stereotypes. And so then the question is, you know, why babies? Why start with babies? You know, are we going to start with teenagers with helping them kind of look at these stereotypes? No, we have to start with babies. You know, it's ridiculous that we put a onesie on a baby that says, all shopped out. You know, what's up with that? So so around that time, I was also, you know, I was on Facebook, and practically every day or week, I saw a new, you know, blog post about boys who love pink and new startups, Kickstarters, like the Goldie Box thing that has come out. And I really started to feel like, you know, this is happening. This is a growing thing. People want this. And I got excited, and I started thinking, okay, cool, it would be awesome to sell to stores. How am I going to do that? And you know, dreaming about growing my business. And so about that time, I talked to my stepmom, and was telling her about this. And she said, you know, you really should get yourself a mentor through SCORE, Senior Corps of Retired Executives. And I said, great idea. So I did. And I started corresponding with Milton. And Milton was great. And he really helped me to kind of shift what I was thinking from like, okay, I'm trying out this idea to like, okay, I want to do this. I want to go somewhere. And there were two questions he asked me that really, I feel like, helped me make that shift. And maybe not helped, but like forced me to, kind of. The first question was, and it was in the course of an email where he was saying, like, cool, you know, you want to grow your business, yada, 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 but are you management material? And it was one of those moments that was like, oh, God, I don't know, my management material. And it was so great because it really made me pull up my big girl panties and say, yes, I am management material. And really saying that was more to myself than anyone else. And then the second question he asked me, which is on a totally different note, was he said, if you miraculously got a big order tomorrow, like the 1,000-piece order, could you fill it? And, my answer was like, no. And that was really important because then from there it just propelled me forward. It was the next year and a half, since from then until now essentially, has been spent turning that no into a yes and figuring out how to do that. So that's where I am today. You got to see some of the things I'm making, and I'm ready to go pretty much. I'm ready to, make the rubber hit the road. And what I need is to take this to a bigger audience. So the question is, how am I going to do that? Thank you. I have a son who's 3 and a baby daughter who's 6 weeks old. Yes. Are you going to do it? Okay, well, when I let myself dream and not go, but I'm gonna, so I would love to sell wholesale to boutiques in Brooklyn, San Francisco, Portland, Seattle. I would love to develop this line more to really knock it out of the ballpark, because I think, some custom baby Blastoff printed fabrics would really kill it. And so develop this and get this out there. Then after that, we need to launch the kids line from, 2 to 12. And then after that gets going, then it'll hit mainstream. And people will go, oh my gosh, this is so cool. And, Baby Gap will be selling pink onesies for boys. And then I think then it'll be time to, open a store in San Francisco, a Baby Blastoff store, and one in Brooklyn. There you go. And Albuquerque, Santa Fe.
How do you keep someone from taking your great ideas and sucking them away into their corporate environment, like you just mentioned?
Yeah.
How do you do that?
You can't. But right now it's a niche thing. It's not mainstream. And people are going, they see this and they're starting to get the idea, and the movement is building and growing. And so I think my goal is, before it hits mainstream, before somebody says, okay, yes, there's a lot of money to be made in this idea, to become established. And so that if and when that happens, I'm the original.
You have to come up with the next big thing then? You have to come up with a pink onesie. Somebody else, if somebody decides to do that, if that catches, then you have to be prepared, I guess, to come up with the next big onesie idea.
Well, right. It's developing the style to be more than just a graphic on a pink tee, but it's about the cut and the style of the piece, and all of that is my original work, and so it becomes a thing that is more than just that, so that when it's taken, anybody can put a truck on a pink thing, and they'll do it. Yeah.
So, I'm curious to know if are you engaged in any sort of community building effort around it? It's kind of a rad idea, and some people obviously resonated or responded to it. What sort of community building around the idea and the product are you engaged in?
Well, I do Facebook. And as a startup, that's kind of, I have my limits in terms of time. So it's like, okay, I'm going to do Facebook. I'm going to try to do that consistently. But I would love to have suggestions as to how to do that. Yeah, love to hear about that, and to get people linked in. Where are my people? How to get them knowing about it.
So take Nathan, you sir in the white shirt, and then Stacy.
Awesome.
Are those for sale now, and if so, where can we buy them?
Thank you for asking. Yes, I have a website. It's babyblastoff.com. You can buy things off the website. You can also find me if you're local. I mean, we're local, right? I'm at the Downtown Farmers Market. I sell my things there, which is an awesome place to sell things, by the way. And I would love to see you come and talk to you there, too. Saturday mornings, 7 to noon, Robinson Park. Yes, I do not do them in my garage, thank goodness. They're manufactured here in Albuquerque by a company here, and that was part of my, turning the no into a yes thing. Is this has to be manufactured. I can't do it all myself. We need to get a really stable supply and stream for this, and I need help doing it.
Yeah, just looking around this room, I know quite a few of you, and almost all of us are involved in some aspect of helping start small business. Being a vision, your infrastructure, there's funders here. If you would look back on your experience, what was the one thing you wish you'd had, or we could support you with, let us help you, or whatever. If there was something there that we could have done, or that this city could do for you, what is that one thing that was sort of missing that you had? If you had, it would have helped you get there. So we could duplicate that for others.
I don't know. I think it's things like this. Bringing people together. People in Albuquerque have been fantastic. I mean, people have helped me and given their time to me so freely. I've been so touched. People that are so busy, and I think that's fantastic. I don't know other places, but it's so great. I feel like to live in a smallish community here, because I meet somebody and I talk to them and they're like, oh, I know this person, you should talk to that person, and then I talk to that person, and then they're like, oh yeah, I'm best friends with this person, and that person is my friend too. And like that's how it all comes around, and has been so lovely. So I think if the city just supports more getting together, a friend of mine is here who also does sewn product work in Albuquerque, and there are a bunch of little companies like that that are kind of rising here in Albuquerque. And if there could be a place for us to get together and talk about our thing, and work together and share resources, it would be awesome.
You had a question early on that said, can you fill an order for 1,000? You said, probably not. What did you do? Did you go out and build inventory and hope to sell it? Or did you just ramp up your production ability so when that order comes in, I can make it happen?
Yeah, no, I'm really trying hard to not end up with like 100 boxes of t-shirts in my attic. So I'm not a lean expert, but I'm trying to base my practice on lean manufacturing. So I'm creating samples like you see, and working with the factory and getting them out there to sell them before making a bunch. But working with this factory here has been so fantastic, because they do have the capacity to do that, and we've talked about that. What will happen if we got that order? Could we do it? How would we work that out? So we have it in mind. And maybe it feels like wishful thinking, but it felt to me like I gotta know that's there, just in case.
And one last question. You've already covered this partially, but now you have another chance. But what can we as a community do to help you and Baby Blastoff grow?
Awesome. Yeah, I'm looking to get to that bigger audience, and to do that, I need to know the people that are players in the bigger scene. I need to get connections to buyers in New York and San Francisco and LA. So if anybody knows anybody, that would be great. So that's a big thing. And another thing is the marketing campaign that is going to need to happen. You know, it's this way to the buyers and it's this way to the customers, and I need to do both. And I don't know yet how I'm going to do that. So people who have got ideas and have done this and want to tell me about it, I want to hear about it, because that's where I'm at. That's my next project.